Now, Zoe, as lovely as your eggplant was, I don't really feel as satisfied as I could be unless I've eaten something with a pulse. You know what I mean?
It's got to be terrible.
It's got to be
terrible, Adrian.
Well, that's what fills my belly and makes me satisfied. So what I'm going to cook for you is a turkey Parmigiana.
Great. Nice lean bit of protein. I approve. I like it.
We'll fix that anyway. But we'll get to crumbing that in a second. But what I'm going to do is something some Mexican flavours. Now I'm going to start with some long red chilies. I'm going to get you to get one of those chilies. Take the head off it. You know, cut it down through the middle and scoop out the guts or the seeds of it. There we go. Now, I've got some garlic here, a couple of cloves. I'm going to rough chop it. Now, this is sort of a basic, simple sort of Mexican flavour that we're going to put together with some beans, which I think would be lovely on top of the turkey schnitzel. Can you pass me some extra virgin olive oil, please?
I can do this.
Zoe?
Good Aussie extra virgin olive oil. Like
and some politeness in there as well.
There we go. I'll take the lid off for you.
There we go. I've got some olive oil in there, extra virgin olive oil, gives it flavour. Now, I'll hand that back to you. Thank you very much, Zoe. I've got my onion and garlic going into the pan. There we go. Can you grab one of those bay leaves and pick it off for me and throw it straight in?
Well, I've got two for you.
Two is always better than one, they say.
Down,
there we go.
Get the oil.
Get all the oils and the flavour out of it. I'll just stir that around and already it's starting to smell good. Simple ingredients, and you're probably wondering where's the Mexican part. Well, I add some cumin and coriander that are ground, and that helps to give it some spice.
Beautiful.
But I'm going to get you to cut some of that coriander there, and so we're going to chop that and put that through the sauce as well to give it a little bit of fresh coriander at the start.
And isn't that the way you always want it? You want to use those really aromatic spices, like the ground spices, but also, you know, must always have those fresh herbs in there as well.
We've got to layer it up with lots of flavour. About a teaspoon of ground cumin, about a teaspoon of ground coriander. Now that I put all this in and start sweating it off in the oil, can you smell that?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's
absolutely beautiful.
It's almost like we're walking down a Mexican marketplace and you've got those flavours in there. Now, I've got some beans here. You can use kidney beans, red beans, whatever sort of beans you want. I mean, these are tin beans that are pre-cooked, or you can soak them overnight and cook them if you want, but we're talking convenience here.
Yeah, and you can get some good quality tin. You can get organic, you can get salt reduced. That's what I always opt for.
I've got some passata here, which is nice and thick, and I just stir that around. I want a fairly thick sauce. And here's a little tip: when you do heat it up, sometimes it what we call spitting. And what I mean by that is when the tomato sort of pops out. Now, if you want it to cook for a little while and not spit up, and you want it to get all the flavour in there, I just pour a little bit of water in there. Now, I've got this turkey here. We've got these lovely thick pieces of turkey, which I think are delicious. I love turkey breasts. And, you know, it looks OK like that, but I think we're going to crumb it to make it look even better. Now, we've got some bread here, some breadcrumbs, some sesame seeds, and some flour. Now, what I'll do is, see the sesame seeds here? I put them through the panko breadcrumbs.
Nice.
Now, I'm going to get you to grab those eggs over there, please, and then crack them into this bowl here. And what we're going to do is whisk it up with a fork and add just a touch of milk to it, and that's going to be our what we call the egg wash, which is oh, there we go, lots of shell. Lucky it's the whole shell. It's a lot easier to pull a whole shell out than it is. There we go, a little bit of milk in there.
Thank you.
Now, while you're whisking that up, I'm of course going to put a nice amount of salt in here.
See, I don't look at these things. I don't want to know.
Turn away, Zoe. Turn away. There we go. Some salt in there. Now, onto my plate here, I'm going to set up some plain flour. Probably 2 tablespoons of that. What we're going to do when we crumb, we put a little bit of plain flour on first, then a little bit of egg wash, and then a little bit of breadcrumbs there.
And this is all about being organised. Yes, that word tidy also comes into a big, big helping hand on that one.
Tidy's good. And what I'll do is I'll give you the messy job, Zoe, of flouring that and then popping it into the egg wash, and then I'm going to reach across here and put some breadcrumbs in there. And with those dirty hands, I'm just going to ask you, Zoe, to grab some of that olive oil, because I'm going to need some more olive oil in there. You like that? And now it's your fault that the olive oil jar is all dirty. There we go. I can blame you for it. In goes the olive oil here, and you can see this is nice and hot. It's got plenty of olive oil in there. And what I'm going to do is just give that another little pat dry. If you wanted to make sure that the crumbs are really thick, you could put the schnitzel back into the egg wash and then back into the breadcrumbs. That comes out nice and thick. Now, that pan's nice and hot there. Now, I'm going to grab that fork off you. I've got everything on your side here. You can give me a dirty fork there. Now, what I'm going to do is just turn that over. You can see that that's nice and golden already. The oil's nice and hot. Doesn't take long at all. I'll just turn this baby over here. Look at that.
Wow, that really was quick, wasn't it? That pan's really hot.
It was a bit hot. It was a little bit too hot, but, you know, it's all right. I know what I'm doing. Now, that's not going to take very long at all. I'm just going to take this one out here, and I've already got a pan there, or a tray, that's already got baking paper on it so that nothing sticks. I'll take this one out. And Zoe, can you give that a bit of a clean, that bench for me? Look at that. Now, this one's nice and golden as well. I'm going to bring this over here, and with my fork, take that out as well. Look at that, nice and golden. All I need to do is turn this one over.
Now, we do know that this is a portion for 2 people.
For 2? Are you crazy? Oh, well, I'm going to have this one, and then you're going to have this little one here. Now, what I've got here is I'm going to bring this pot over and pop it onto that cloth there.
Yep.
You pop that cloth down. And what we're going to do with this, Zoe, and you've got that cheese over there.
Yeah.
I'm going to put some of this lovely Mexican beans.
Butter you're going to finish it off with, I see.
Oh, I'm not going to put that on. I think I've sort of woken up to your way of thinking. I'm not going to put that butter in there, although it's there just in case, if I need to put it on something. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of this sauce on top of here, Zoe, and I want you, if I'll swap that around, I want you to put a little bit of that cheese on top of there.
This is one of my favourite cheeses, Manchego. It's a very light sheep's cheese.
It's beautiful. Now, plenty of cheese. I don't want you to skimp on the cheese at all. I want you to put lots and lots of cheese on there. Look at this one. That's it.
That's good, isn't it?
Oh, I could do a little bit more, I think. Now, this one's a bit lighter, but I think that's still OK. I think it's going to go in the oven and cook all the way through. The only thing is when you're making this sauce is take the bay leaves out at this stage. The last thing you want is to tuck into a nice, big, fat turkey schnitzel and you get this piece of green leaf in there. It'll taste great, but it won't be as easy to eat. Now, I'll pop this over here, and this Manchego is great. Now, that is enough cheese. You could put more if you want, but I think it's a crack of a cheese into this oven. All we need to do is
I just feel like I've just been shaking my head all the way through this one.
I'll do this and you can do that. Now, this will go in the oven at about 200 degrees. I'll put a little bit of grill on the top so we get some colour on it. We want to make sure the turkey's cooked all the way through. Now, Zoe, while this is cooking, I'm going to make a nice little avocado and lime salsa to go with it. It wouldn't be Mexican without avocado, I think.
And that will kind of cut through the fat.
Zoe, they must be ready now. Pull them out of the oven. Look at that.
They look ready.
Cheese is melted.
All your favourite little additions. Oil, salt, cheese, meat, beans, cheese, meat, cheese, meat.
Yes, all
Making up words.
Oh, I love the little crusty bits.
Now, can I put that salsa on?
Put some salsa on there. Yeah. Let's get into this thing. I'm really dying to have a taste of it.
Because I love the addition of this salsa. I think it's you know, for something that is quite rich and oily, that lovely freshness from the salsa will cut through all the sort of the indulgent flavour. The Mexican is great. I mean, I love all the different flavours, but the salsa for me is the winning element that balances it all together.
I'll eat the rest of it then. How's that?
You know what? 2 Parmigianas done completely different ways. Definitely not a winner or a loser because they both were pretty delicious.